What is going on, guys? It is Matty here, and today I'm going to be showing you the most annoying, rage-inducing deck to ever be built in Pokemon TCG Pocket. Now, this deck is comprised of a few key Pokemon, the first being Pincurchin. Pincurchin's Thundershock attack is what we're going to be using today. For 2 energies, we deal 30 damage and we flip a coin. If heads, our opponent's active Pokemon is paralyzed, halting them for their next turn. Secondly, we have Hypno. With its Sleep Pendulum ability, which Hypno can use while sitting on the bench, we can flip a coin to put our opponent's Pokemon to sleep, also stopping their next turn. However, this effect, unlike Pincurchin, requires us to flip heads twice in a row. Lastly, we have Zapdos EX, who will be the primary attacking Pokemon in our deck, who for 3 energies lets us flip 4 more coins, doing 50 damage for each heads, hopefully dealing big damage. And if you were wondering how paralysis and sleep work in conjunction with each other, well, they are 2 different effects, which means they don't actually stack together. However, adding Hypno and Pincurchin together does increase our odds to disrupt our opponent. Now, I'm no math whiz, but luckily ChatGPT is, and here is how it all breaks down. Using Hypno's ability on the bench while attacking with Pincurchin gives us a 62.5% chance of stunning our opponent. And if we manage to get 2 Hypnos on our bench, this brings our odds up to 71.8%. So if we get just a little bit lucky, we are certain to make our opponent throw their phones all the way across the room in frustration. Alright, so that's the breakdown of the deck. Let's go ahead and play some games and see how it all works. By the way, guys, if you're watching this video, you're probably not subscribed to the channel, so if you're liking the videos and you want to stay tuned for more videos that I'll be uploading in the future, please go subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and it's going to help the channel a lot. Alright, back to the video. Alright, let's hop into a game and see what we can play here on the ladder. The games are very interesting, to be 100% honest with you, whether I'm playing against Pikachu decks or Misty decks or Charizard decks. It really just comes down to RNG with this particular deck list. It's very, very fun indeed. If you flip heads, it can be absolutely hilarious, but if we flip tails, it can be absolutely rage-inducing. We are going second, so that is a good thing. At least we'll be ahead on the energy here. So they're playing Water Energy. We start with Pincurchin, which is actually not bad. We want to start with either Pincurchin or Zapdos in this deck. Both are fine, but Pincurchin can be fun. And we see a Staryu, so definitely a Misty deck. With the water type and the Staryu, I assume it's just going to be Articuno and Starmie, which is totally fine. We have the type advantage, which is good. So they're going to go first here and play Pokeball, and we're going to let them kind of have their turn here as we talk a little bit about this deck list. So it's really fun. Now, Zapdos is probably my least favorite part of this deck. However, because we're using just lightning energies, there's not a lot of lightning type attackers that are great in the game, at least at the moment. There is Pikachu, but Pikachu requires that you have electric type Pokemon on your bench, and we will be, of course, putting Hypno and Drowzees down on our bench. Okay, so we draw the Hypno, and we're going to just start off by playing Professor's Research. And we draw a Potion and a Pokeball. Okay, so we're definitely just going to attach to the active. We'll play the Pokeball here, and hopefully we find a Drowzee since we... Oh, perfect. Okay, good. So we found the Drowzee. We want to get the Drowzee down on our bench as early as possible because next turn we have the Hypno in hand, right? So as long as we don't get red carded here, we should be able to attack with Thundershock next turn and stop and start basically putting our opponent to either to sleep or paralysis. So this is kind of best case scenario here. Going second as well, definitely very good. But yeah, I'll talk about the deck a little bit while my opponent is playing as they bench their Starmie. This is exactly kind of what you want for this particular deck. You want to get your Pincurchin set up and you want to start attacking. You want to get your Hypno set up and start kind of flipping all those coins and basically stalling is what this strategy is while we get a Zapdos on our bench, start attaching energies to it. Zapdos can be extremely strong. I mean, it can one-shot any Pokemon in the entire game with the 200 damage there from its attack, but it does require 3 energies on the Zapdos, which is pretty expensive. It's kind of hard to get it set up, very early, but basically we can kind of chip away in whatever's in the active spot with Pincurchin while we set up our Zapdos and then hopefully kind of clean up with some KOs with Zapdos. Electric type in general is the best type in the game right now, mainly just because so many decks have Pokemon that are weak to electric type. Most decks are either running, Zapdos, Articuno, or Moltres. So the only deck that doesn't have a prominent lightning weakness, okay, so he's going to retreat out into Articuno, which is very interesting, actually. We draw the Zapdos perfectly. Okay, great. Okay, so now we can just go ahead and start chipping down this Articuno, hitting for super effective, doing 50 damage per attack. And then with 1 Hypno and Pincurchin in the active spot, we have a pretty decent chance. Let's draw some cards here with Research. We draw another Pincurchin and another Zapdos. I think it's best for us to put the Zapdos down just because it has more HP. We could put the Pincurchin down, but yeah, I think we're gonna... Yeah, Zapdos is definitely the best play here. We really only need one Pincurchin. If we get lucky, we should be able to stall plenty enough time to get our Pokemon nice and set up. So let's go ahead and go for the sleep first. We flip Tails, so no sleep this turn, unfortunately. 50-50 chance there to flip that. But let's see if we can paralyze the active here with Pincurchin, and we also get Tails. Okay, a little bit unfortunate. However, they only have one energy here, and the Articuno in the active spot is not the Pokemon with the energy, so very unlikely that we're even going to be taking damage next turn. It technically is possible if we see, okay, so we get red carded. We don't actually mind that at all. As long as we don't see like a Misty into an X speed here, we should be fine. But a Sabrina, X speed, and another Sabrina, not bad at all. So the thing with this deck and the matchups with Pincurchin and Hypno with sleep and paralysis, basically, the only way to get around this effect in the game is to either flip heads and get lucky or evolve your Pokemon. And a lot of decks right now don't evolve their Pokemon, at least their attacking Pokemon. Okay, so we do flip heads here, and we do put Articuno asleep. We're going to be able to attack for 50 more damage, and let's see if we actually get the paralysis. So sleep is nice. If we flip heads, okay, Tails on the paralysis. If we flip heads with Hypno, our opponent right here gets to flip another coin to see if they wake up. If they flip heads, they wake up. If not, they stay asleep. And Pincurchin, if you paralyze, okay, Tails, so he's going to stay asleep. Perfect. He's absolutely angry about this. Now, the thing here is our Pincurchin can get the KO in the active Articuno. They can't retreat out. They're stuck in the active spot here because they're asleep, right? They can't attach energy to retreat. Okay, so he's going to Sabrina me, and that's actually fine. And I think what we're going to do here is because Zapdos actually just KOs the active Articuno. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, we see the potion. That's a little unfortunate, but not actually that bad for us because, again, the odds are in our favor with Pincurchin and Hypno for us to stall another turn. I was saying we could just take the KO here with our Zapdos, and then live a hit from the Articuno, switch back into Pincurchin, and set up for another KO here. But I think either way, we're just going to go use this X speed. We're going to go back into the Pincurchin because we're not going to take the KO, and it gives us basically another turn of stall to where if we can get a paralysis or we can get a sleep, we're going to keep our opponents in the active spot while setting up more energies because the damage output here is advantageous for us. We do flip heads on the sleep. Let's go. And let's see if we can also get the paralysis here. Paralysis, again, is preferred. That way we don't have to win another coin flip. So let's see if we can finally flip heads on a paralysis. Nope, again, Tails. But we have another coin flip here. And let's see if he can stay asleep. If not, it's not the end of the world, to be quite frankly. I think we're in a good position here. He flips heads. Okay, so he does wake up. All right. So he has one energy on the Starmie and one on the Articuno, which is kind of a misplay on his part because he needs to probably attach to the active spot, especially since he just played Oak there. He needs to attach to the active spot to be able to retreat out while also attack with one of those bench Pokemon. So he attaches to the other Starmie, and yeah, so he just doesn't have a way basically to retreat out. If he had attached to the Articuno last turn and he had X-Speed in hand, he could have gotten an attack off. But this is totally fine for us, and I think what we're going to do here, let's attach to the other Zapdos, and we are going to just Pokeball here to pull that other Pincurchin out of our deck, kind of thin the deck out a little bit here. Now, here's the question. We have a lot of things. We could just put him asleep, and we could pass another turn. We could potentially just pass because he only has 2 cards in hand, and again, he's still splitting his energy, so he's setting himself up to put himself in a position where he can't actually attack next turn if we don't attack, and that's kind of a very interesting thing. Buying ourselves another turn would give us the ability to attack twice in a row with 2 different Zapdoses, but what we're going to do here is we're going to bring this Zapdos in the active spot with 1 energy so we can KO with Peck, and then guarantee that we live an attack from the Articuno or the Starmie that he will be bringing up. We're going to just retreat out with Pincurchin. We don't have X-Speed, but it's fine. We still have 1 energy on the Pincurchin, and we're going to go ahead and take 2 free points here. So basically, the strategy is since we attached enough energy and Pincurchin managed to stay alive through that entire process, we're able to basically take a hit from either Starmie or Articuno here. Looks like it's going to be Starmie. And then we can just retreat out into the Pincurchin. We're going to attach to it. We're going to attack, whittle him down for 50 damage, and then basically hope that, we either put him asleep once or twice, or we draw the potion there. Not a big deal. We don't really need it. Basically, we're going to hope to either put him asleep one turn, or if not, flip 2 heads with the Zapdos. So the odds are definitely in our favor here. Going to bring up the Pincurchin. We're just going to attack for 50 damage, put him down to 80 HP, and then hopefully, keep him asleep or paralyze him and kind of guarantee that we're going to win this game is basically what it comes down to here. He hasn't taken any points, so he hasn't knocked out any of our Pokemon here. So it's no matter what, we're safe for the next 2 turns. So we're just going to attack here for 50. We did put him asleep, which is nice, and let's go ahead. And we also get the paralysis, so we basically get a guaranteed free turn here. He already evolved Starmie, so there's no way to get out of this paralysis effect. And paralysis is better than sleep, like I said, because you basically just have to flip heads once, and your opponent is just absolutely turned off for the next turn. They just can't do a single thing. They don't even get to flip a coin. It's just one turn guaranteed, and then the effect wears off. Whereas sleep can last more than one turn, but you have to keep flipping heads. So kind of a 50-50 deal here. He is going to Sabrina us. Again, he's trying to stall now at this point, but I think for us, we can just bring up the Zapdos. We have 2 energies. We just have to take, we really just need to flip heads twice on this attack, and we'll take the KO here. If we don't, it's a little bit unfortunate, but the thing is, we have 2 Zapdoses on our bench here. So yeah, we're going to have to attach to the active. Let's try to put him asleep. I guess we can just draw. Let's put a potion on the bench Zapdos. I guess it's not really hurting us in any way. It's not helping us either, but we might as well just get rid of the card here. So we're gonna put the Starmie to sleep here, and I think we're just gonna attack with Zapdos because we have and he is asleep. Okay, so we're gonna take the attack here, try to KO him. We just need 2 heads. That's a tails. That's another tails. That's another tails, and that's a 4th tails. Okay, all right then. Very unfortunate, indeed. Very unfortunate. Absolutely, that is terrible. Let's see, does he flip? If he flips a heads here, that is just terrible. That's like the worst possible turn we could have had. Let's see here. He does flip heads. Okay, all right, no problem at all. A little unfortunate for sure, but it's not even that bad because our Zapdos is full HP. So basically, what we can do here is take a hit, go back into our Pinkarchin, and we have another chance basically to attack twice. He's going to go into this Articuno. It's a little bit unfortunate for sure, but not really a big deal whatsoever here. He attaches a 4th energy to the Articuno, which is interesting, I guess, maybe to keep some energies to attack later in the game, and allows him to retreat. So the Zapdos in the active spot, not safe. None of our Pokemon are safe. We're all getting basically one-hit KO'd by that Articuno, which is not good. So we're going to retreat back out into the Pinkarchin. And basically, we just gotta stall out another turn here, and we can just, again, start setting up energies on that other Zapdos, yes, because there's really nothing else to attach to at this point. We'll play Sabrina just because, why not? He either is going to bring up one Starmie or the other. He has 4 energies on the Zapdos, so keeping it in the active spot is not actually advantageous for us in any degree. Starmie does have less HP, and he could potentially bring up the one with that's already damaged, which would be ideal for us. I don't know. We have Sabrina's in hand. We have another one in hand, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, and he does actually bring up the damaged Starmie, which is very interesting. I'm not sure exactly what kind of a play that was. Let's just play the red card as well. He has 4 cards in hand. I don't know why he brought up that damaged Starmie. That's definitely a misplay, because now if we do get the paralysis or the sleep this turn, the game is basically just over. I'm not sure why he did that, if I'm being 100% honest here. It didn't actually matter in the long run. But let's see. So we're only going to do 50, and yeah. So I mean, he's in range to getting KO next turn, and we do land heads on the paralysis. So that's it. That's game. He can't do anything next turn, and we're just going to KO with Pinkarchin. So yeah, Pinkarchin is the MVP of the game. That's crazy. I don't know why he brought up the other Starmie, honestly. The potion doesn't actually matter, just brings them up to 50. We're hitting for 50 with super effective anyway. And here comes the Misty. So that was weird. That was an interesting play. Definitely a misplay on my opponent's part, but I don't actually think it mattered either way, because we could have brought up the other Starmie and basically had a chance to 2-hit KO anything. So it didn't actually matter to us to that degree. But let's see. So we've got Pinkarchin, Sabrina, Potion. Yeah, I mean, this game's over. So yeah. Pretty funny. This deck is very, very fun, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. This is one of my favorite decks that I've built in this entire game. I haven't seen many people play this deck, that one, because it's pretty rage-inducing for both players, for sure. Let's try to put him asleep as well. Why not just kind of BM him here as we take the final KO with Pinkarchin. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been my my absolutely hilarious rage-inducing sleep paralysis deck. Comment below, do you like this deck? Have you tried it yourself? What other decks do you like to play? Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. I have been Maddie here, Maddie T. Don't forget to stay tuned for other videos in the future. But all right, guys, we'll catch you guys later.